Hi, leaders. This is Debbie. I wanted to talk to you today, kind of the next step of leadership. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess we talked about kind of who was doing what. Now that you're a new leader, or maybe you've been a team leader a while, but you still are working on your business and getting used to being a leader. So some things to check in with are who is communicating. Are you sending a letter or communicating with anybody new that joins your team? Did you send a welcome letter to anybody who, or like an announcing letter that you were their new upline, their new leader? Did you form a group, like a messenger group or a texting group that you can be working with them? So checking in on those things, checking in, make sure you're working with your upline, scheduling coaching calls with them to get used to being a leader and figuring things out. Then real important, who is doing the Let's Get Started call? I'm assuming your upline is, but maybe some of you have taken it on. But please make sure everybody joining your team, even prior to joining, they are getting on that Let's Get Started call to make sure they get their Launch Plus 4 set up. I did a video on it yesterday, training. If you haven't watched it, it's only a few minutes. Watch it, and that really shows the benefits of doing a Launch Plus 4. It really helps you as a leader because it helps them jump right into their business. Okay, so now the next thing I want to talk about today is understanding your downlines. It's real important that you guys understand kind of the structure of your business. One real important thing, so in order to be a team leader, you had to get at least 3 people, right? So actually, I'm going to share this chart. Okay, so you have to have, if you guys can see this, let me see if I can, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it the whole screen. No, it won't let me stretch it at all. There we go. Okay. So this would be your structure, the basic structure of a team leader. These charts can be found on the Trello board for leaders under bubble charts. I highly recommend printing these and getting used to writing your girls' or men's, your stylist's name in here and maybe where their sales are. And that's going to help you kind of see what has to happen. Because as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, if you don't understand the structure and how people need to be, you could end up losing out on lots and lots of money. And you could also lose out on people who were about to be a leader. If you didn't realize it on your team, you could lose that opportunity to work with them to get them there. So really visualizing kind of what that graphical tree looks like and writing it down can be really helpful. So up here in the corner, as you see, it gives the qualifications. So in order to be a team leader, you of course have to sell your 300. You have to have your 3 legs. So let's talk about what a leg is. You guys, a leg is everybody that you enroll separately, right? So if you enroll Jenny, Molly, and Susie, and then maybe Holly was placed with you, direct to you, you may have 4 legs. Each of them count as a different leg. Then every person they sponsor goes down into their own leg, all right? So right here with the team leader, this team leader has 3 legs, 1, 2, and then 3. Then this leg, so called this leg 1, has 2 people, all right? But all of these people count as 1 leg still to you up here. Everybody, this person could have 50 people that they've sponsored and their people sponsored, but they're still always considered 1 leg, all right? So everybody direct to you comes off as a different leg. All of their people fall into that leg, if that makes sense. So you need to have 3 qualified legs, meaning 1, 2, 3 people that are direct to you. Those are your legs. And then to be qualified, they have to have done at least $300. So you have to have 300, 300, 300. You had to accumulate $5,000 between all of you or anybody that had been on your team. That's just added up since you started. And then for the current month, you had to do $2,500. So let's say right now you're at $1,500. You're not achieving team leader yet. You're not there yet. You have to do all of these things every single month in order to get paid as the position you're in. So you may get all of this stuff this month, but let's say next month this girl doesn't hit $300. You do not get paid as a team leader. You only get paid at the rank that you achieve each month, and you can achieve it and then it starts back over. So for example, I'm a senior executive director. I'm the same as you. First day of the month, February 1st, I will be back to a stylist. I have to become a bonus qualified stylist. I have to become a senior stylist, a team leader, a director. I have to build all those ranks back, boom, till I get to my senior executive. If I don't meet the qualifications as senior executive, I get paid as whatever rank I hit for that month. So everybody has to achieve their rank every single month. So basically, we're all starting over every single month. So what does that mean? It means you always need to be working your business. You can't sit back. You can't just think, oh, I hit team leader, now I don't do anything because now I got my people in play. Promise you that's not going to happen. Those people will fall apart if you're not there, and maybe a couple of them will work, but it's just going to dissipate, okay? So you've got to make sure you're watching and seeing what's going on and knowing that each month you've got to hit it over and over, okay? So again, this is you right here. Each individual box, I don't know if you can see, I think you can see the cursor as I'm pointing to them. Each individual box, the blue, then the red, then the red. Those are 3 separate legs. Then within the blue, that person's blue because they would be your senior stylist because they have their 2 legs, and let's say they hit their numbers. But again, if this person didn't hit senior stylist, if let's say one of her girls didn't do 300 or they didn't have the 1,000 for that month, you don't get your rank. So that's why it's nice to always have you be sponsoring more people. So let's say this girl didn't get senior stylist, but this third girl over here ends up sponsoring 2 people and she becomes senior stylist. That would count. Or let's say over here in your senior stylist leg. So this blue, she doesn't hit, or no, let's say this middle one actually, okay? Let's say this middle gal doesn't do 300. But the person below her right here, this imaginary person I'm going to pretend is there, hit 300, that person would come up to you and count as your bonus qualified leg. So what the computer does, it searches for anybody in that leg that hits what it needs. So if you need a senior stylist, and let's say your level 1 was a senior stylist, but she didn't get it, but she had a senior stylist and they hit it that month, that senior stylist would come up through that leg to count as a senior stylist for you. But you can only ever count 1 leg for a stylist or any leadership position. You only ever get 1 thing out of a leg. Okay, so you could have 6 senior stylists in 1 leg, but it still only ever counts for 1 for you. All right, so that is kind of understanding the downline. And it's real important. Like I said, I would print these bubble sheets because you can look on the graphical tree, but you can't see all the way down if you're starting to get deep in your teams. Print it for team leader, director. You can even print higher than that, but at least those 2 spots right now, and kind of lay out, okay, I'm right here, I have these people. What do I need to get over here to director? Put your people in those slots and go, okay, well, this is what I'm going to need to hit director. I'm going to need a team leader so I can become a director. Well, could my senior stylist slowly become a team leader? What would they need? So it's really good to look at where you are and then see what your goal is, what you need for that next level up. All right. Okay. So that is kind of it in a nutshell with how your bubble charts go. So please reach out to me if you have questions on that. I'm going to stop sharing that. If you don't understand, well, once again, I recommend starting to fill those out because it's going to help you get a better grasp of your team and where they are. Okay, so, okay, next thing I want you to know, I want you to also realize with reading your downline comes pay, right? You need to kind of start to understand the comp plan. I know when you look at this, it's like, deer in headlights because it's so overwhelming. And I know when I started, I looked at my next rank and the next one. And I looked a little bit long-term, but it's a lot to look over here. But if I look at the very first spot of senior stylist. For a senior stylist, I have to have 2 qualified legs. So I have to have 2 people direct to me. If I look all the way over at national executive, I have to have 8 qualified legs, meaning 8 people direct to you. That's not that many. They're not telling you have to have 20 across. Now you may, because if you're counting on all 8, that means you need people within those 8 to be doing all those things. But you need 8 qualified legs to hit the top ranking level there is. So that's pretty amazing. All right, so back to senior stylist. You're past senior stylist already if you're watching this because you're a team leader. Remember, I also want to go over what E1 and level 1 is, just in case you're confused on that. So an E1 is someone you enroll. So you can only ever have an E1 if you enroll them. If someone plays someone with you, they're not your E1. An E1 is someone you enrolled. Hey, Heidi.
Hi.
I'm recording this. So I'm going to mute you. So an E1 is somebody that you have sponsored yourself. So as a senior stylist, you are getting paid your 3% on an E1, someone you enrolled. Well, that E1 is also going to be your level 1. Okay, so E1 means enrolling. Level means where they are. So of course, if you place them, if you enroll them, and they're right with you, they're your first level. So you get an extra 3%. So you're getting 6% on that person that you enroll, and they're your level 1. All right. So at a senior stylist, you get 3% on your E1, who is your level 1. So you get another 3%. But then if that level 1 sponsors somebody, they're what's going to be called a level 2 because they're 2 down from you, but they're not your E2 because you did not enroll them. Okay. E1 and E2 are only for the people, an E1 is someone you enroll. An E2, let me back up. An E2 is the person who your enroller enrolls. All right. So you can get your extra 3% on that person as well. So it's kind of a bonus. You enroll somebody and that person enrolls somebody, you get an extra 3% on them. So as a senior stylist, you get 3% on your E1, and then you get an additional 3% on your level 1 and your level 2. All right. Now that means that if Heidi sponsors, here's Heidi. Oh, you're so cute, Heidi. She sponsors Jenny. She's going to get 6% on Jenny, okay? Because she gets E1 and level 1. Jenny sponsors Susie. So right now as a senior stylist, Heidi would get paid 6% on Jenny, but only 3% on Susie because she only gets her level pay. Once she becomes a team leader, now she gets an extra 3% on Jenny right here because now she gets paid on those E2s. All right. So now anybody that she has enrolled, if they enroll somebody, she's getting that extra 3%. So that's a bonus of why you benefit and a bonus of why you want to get team leader because now you're getting that extra 3% on your E2s, but now you're also getting an extra 3% on your level 3s. So you have Heidi, you have, I can't remember my names, Susie and Jenny. And now Jenny enrolls Dorothy. Now you get 3% on Dorothy. So as a senior stylist, if you have Dorothy down here, you don't get paid on Dorothy, all right? You don't get paid that extra 3% here. So as you keep moving up in rank, your pay keeps going deeper. That's the benefit of moving up in rank. So that's the one important thing to read about the comp plan. The higher you keep going, the more your pay is, the deeper it goes. So like I said, I know when you're looking at the comp plan, it's a lot to look way over here. So we're looking right in here, but understand what you're getting at team leader. Now, why would you want to become director? Because now at director, you're getting paid on your level 4s. So here you are, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can you see all 4 of them? You get paid on all 4 of these levels. So you might become a director and not have any level 4s yet. Some people could become a director with a level 3, maybe, or maybe you only have 1 level 4. But the deeper you keep getting, the goal as a leader and even as your stylist, as they're growing their team, you want to grow your team wide, meaning you want to enroll yourself, and you want to grow your team deep. okay? You want lots of legs here to choose from and to have and to work with, but you also want them enrolling and building team and building a team and building leaders deep to you, because you will get paid both wide and deep, but you are making that higher amount off those first couple people, off your first lines, your E1s and your E2s, because they're your level 1 and your level 2. So if you're thinking about placing, and we had a call on placing back about a year ago, and we were trained to kind of think of yourself, and if you're going to place somebody, place them only if it's going to promote you. Well, what we're finding is the people who were doing that and only promoting themselves, they were making this little guy over here a leader who didn't maybe want to be a leader, and they're putting all these people with there because it's going to help them promote. That doesn't help this person in the long run, okay? So really, if you're going to place, unless there's a real reason you got to get them, like putting them down in a level 5 to you, you almost want to keep those people up within your first couple lines, because you're going to get paid the most off of them. So you do want to build your team wider. Right now, you focus on your first few legs and getting them nice and deep and strong. And then as those are getting deep and strong, you're starting your width and getting wider, okay? And I know this can be overwhelming. Again, feel free to schedule a call with myself or another leader if you need help understanding that. So then we go to senior director. Senior director is where you start getting your leadership depth, okay? So that's when you start getting 1.5% on all of your level 5s down. So like, let's say you have 10 people deep and you're a director, you're not getting paid past level 4. All these people are doing other stuff and you're working with them, but you're not getting paid anything. You become a senior director, boom, you're getting that extra 1.5% all the way down. Now, where it would cap off, and I know this is probably one of the more confusing things about our comp plan, and you can read it on here on the comp plan, but if you yourself, let's say you end up getting a senior director in a leg, you get paid to their 5th level, all right? So you get paid on their 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it cuts off. Because, of course, our comp plan has to cut off somewhere. If you end up being 200 people deep, it can only go so far, right? So the goal is we want to build leaders within our legs, because then once I become an executive director, I pick pay back up on those people back down from a level 5 of a senior director. Now I'm getting leadership bonuses on them. And if I can get one of my leaders to become an executive director and they promote to executive director, now I'm getting what we call generation bonuses. And I know I'm not even going to go into detail on all that because that gets to be a lot. But just know there's a big, big, big difference, you guys, between senior director pay and executive director pay, because you start getting that depth if you have a lot of people deep to you. So as a team leader, I want all of you guys setting your sights on this executive director and up level to get over to that end of the pay comp plan, because that's where just the silly money starts happening. All right, silly money. And of course, I think we all want to make silly money, right? So your sights are on executive director and higher, but for right now, we got to work through these stages to get there. In order to get there, how are you getting there? You're working with your team. So the key is you always have to be working your own business. That's why you can't stop your own business. You always have to be out there doing your own nail bars. You always have to be out there sponsoring. You're working with your team to get them to do the same, all right? It's a wheel. It's always going to turn. You're going to have people that are going to start and they're going to say, oh my gosh, I want to be executive director in a month. And then next thing you know, they're done. Okay. And that's the nature of the game. Don't be discouraged. It's probably nothing you did. It's just people go like this and they go like that. Direct sales is a very high turnover rate. I will say, and I know I said this on our call the other day, the leaders on our team really seem to stay. Once they get to leadership, we don't have a real high turnover, which is amazing, and it's great. And it says a lot about our leadership team, I think, that we really have a really good camaraderie of people once they get there. So you really want your stylists on your team seeing the benefit of leadership. As you could see the difference in your pay when you hit team leader. I want you to look at your pay of what you would have made if you would have just sold this month and what you made in addition to by having a team. and sharing your business. And the thing about sharing the business is that, I know I say this 100 times, but you're offering them something great. You're offering them to go and make a bunch of money, and you're offering them this amazing business. Someone just asked me today when I was doing my other job, I teach CPR too, and my co-teacher buys nails from me all the time. But she said, how's it going? I'm like, how can it not be going well? I'm doing a job that I love. I'm putting nails on people. I'm working with great women every single day. And I mean, I have my own schedule. I mean, I really can't ask for anything else. A great product, great women, great schedule. I mean, is there anything better about what we dream of when we think of a job? So you're promoting that to the stylists on your team, and we're showing them leadership. Tell them, you guys, hey, listen, if you're thinking about leadership, kind of here's the difference in my pay. I made, $200 more by starting to build a team. And you want to start showing them that and working with them. If they sponsor somebody, they may not be ready to take on. They don't know the answers, especially if it's someone new and they sign someone else up right away. So you as the leader, that's where you're kicking in, and you're going to help train those people. You're help those new people come in, and we have so many training tools on our team now. Trello and videos, send them on the Beautifully Polished channel. I have lots of training videos on there. Get them to subscribe to that. So when new ones, like the new one I put on last night, pops up like that and they get a notification. So those are really the main things I wanted to talk about today. And so if you guys, after watching this, have questions on reading your downline, because again, I know it can be confusing, let me know, or understanding the comp plan. Again, I know it gets confusing way over here. So focus in here, but no, in here, where they go deep, that's where the crazy silly money that we hear about is. And so the goal is to keep moving over that way, but don't obsess about what's over here. You got to learn where you are first. And I put up those bubble charts. Make sure you're printing those and understanding where all your people plug in. So after you watch this, I want you to print it, and I want you to put your people in those bubble charts so you can start to understand the structure of your business. If you don't understand the structure, you're not going to be able to get over here, because your structure will crumble because you're not understanding where people need to be. I can tell you, if I'm not watching my downline at all times, there was a day I could watch and I could see I needed one person, one out of 900 people. And I had to be one person to sell $150. $150. The difference in my pay was $10,000 when that person put that $150 in. So if you don't understand the structure of your business, you can lose out on a lot of money. And so you need to understand from team leader how it's growing in order to help you as it moves along, because you can seriously miss out, and you don't want to miss out on money like that when you get over there. So I'm more than happy to help anybody who because I know I'm trying to show it, and I know I was showing the charts on the computer. So let me know, let your upline know. We are more than happy to work with you, but you really want to start understanding the structure of where your team is. Okay? Do you have any questions for me, Heidi? All right, everybody. So this is recorded for all of you watching it later, and I hope you have a great afternoon, and I will hopefully see a bunch of people tomorrow at the meeting. All right? Have a great day.